Well, hello there, Philadelphia, and welcome to a holly jolly, holiday-filled episode of the Cheap Seats coming at you live from the Xfinity Studio right here on PHLY. Well, boys and girls, ho, ho, ho. And the Eagles have been running through these ho-ho-hos for the last two games on the way to an NFC East championship in both the Las Vegas Raiders and the Washington Commanders, and have won the NFC East back-to-back since the first time since 2004. It's got my holidays feeling brighter. My spirits are lifted. The offense looks like, hey, we're headed in the right direction. Santa's on his sleigh, reindeer ahead, Rudolph's leading the pack, and here we go. The sleigh's starting to move. The defense is playing lights out. Sure, we got some concerns about Jake Elliott, which we are absolutely going to talk about. He might be the Grinch that stole Christmas. Hopefully not. But the offense feels like it's starting to go. You got Tyler Steen taking swings at the end of the game, right? Little holiday brawl. You kind of like it. Things are looking good. And then you get to this little bit of a conundrum at the end of the season where it's like, okay, is it momentum or is it injury? Do you sit the guys? Do you start the guys? Do you keep this thing rolling? Do you rest the boys? We're going to talk about all of that, playoff seeding, Pro Bowl, who got in, who got snubbed, and all that on this episode of the Cheap Seats. I'm going to start off with my man who's also wearing the Santa cap, Mr. Black Gritty. How are you today?
Less drunk than you. What was that?
What?
You are drunk. I told you to stop drinking before the pre-show.
It's all that eggnog.
You said you could handle it. And you come in here, stumbling, bumbling, all joyed up with Eagles cheer, stumbling all over your rear. I'm excited. I'm so happy. I do have on my Santa's hat. I'm going to put in an extra hoe because we going up to Buffalo. You see what I'm saying? We got one more hoe to go deal with. But honestly, I don't even want to play that game. We're going to talk about that too. I'm like, maybe you start the first half, you know what I mean, punch them in the mouth a little bit, and then rest everybody. Apparently, Lane was supposed to play in the Redskins and the Commanders game. He didn't. Now he's like, I just want everybody healthy. If everybody's healthy, we are formidable. We've got some things going that look really good. It's just the Redskins. It's just the. Why do you keep calling them Redskins today?
Because you got eggnog in the Wawa cup and you stumble in the
bottle.
Who's drunk now? Who's drunk now?
I'm trying
to been hitting the sauce.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
Hottie toddies.
I'm trying to keep up with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get my bells flinging. But yeah, I just the Raiders. Oh, it's just the Raiders. Well, the Raiders went up against the Texans and almost beat them 21-23, and the Texans have the scariest defense going into the postseason. So I'm just trying to say, you know, the Eagles are running in the right direction, and I just want to get healthy. I want everybody healthy. I'm sitting there watching, like you said, I'm watching that brawl. I mean, Steen was stern, boy. He was out there throwing 9, 10, 12 people out there.
Yeah,
it felt good.
I liked it.
I mean, if you're going to fight, that's how you fight. 9-on-1, you're getting it done. Oh, it's so
Saquon
good.
with the angry runs, pushing his Steen, getting up on people's grill, Jalen having to hold people back. It was like, yeah, no, I'm feeling this version. Okay, a little bit of emotion. Saquon challenged the team. Hey, we need to be a little bit more expressive and jubilant on the sidelines. I liked what I saw in
Justin
Washington.
Ashworth?
Justin Ashworth.
Justin
That's my new
Ashworth.
name. It went from average white guy to Justin Ashworth.
Look, if I'm drunk, it's over now. You know what I mean? We all drink.
There's a lot going on. First of all, I'm upset I didn't bring my Santa hat because I thought I was going to be the guy with the Santa hat, and I didn't want to do it. Now I realize I'm the guy who doesn't have the Santa hat.
He'll bring the cowboy hat, but he'll skip the Santa.
Speaking of drunk,
yeah,
I was drunk on Saturday night because I hosted a little holiday shindig with some buddies. So I had a little party, and it happened to coincide with the Eagles game. It was scheduled before the time was released, but it was a nice way to kind of get together. So I say that because in the moment, when you're watching the game, I like to be locked in, but then Miller start flowing real quick. That eggnog starts to hit a little bit. Mm-hmm. You start to miss a little bit here. You're hosting a little bit there. You get a little rowdy over here a little bit, right? So I watched the game again. I watched the game the next morning. I had to wake up and watch the game again. And I'll say I had a completely different feeling the next morning than I thought that I did in the moment.
Really? Elaborate.
To me, I felt like I watched the game the night before. All right, it's close in the first half. They're down 3. All right, obviously we know about Missy Elliott and some of the struggles that he had in the first half. But I the next morning when I watched it, I thought, well, hold on. How did I not feel this the night before? They did everything and anything they wanted, on offense. I get it. Missed a couple field goals.
Sure.
But they had, I mean, if you look at every single drive outside of the opening drive, and I think it was that second to last drive, they were scoring drives. Right? Again, missed 2 field goals, so understood. But it was 7-play drive here, 12-play drive there. 11-play drive here, 17-play drive there. 12-play drive here. They were moving the ball at will, doing whatever they want. We already know we have confidence in the defense, and they were doing their thing. So even as I watch it again, even as they were trailing by 3 in that first half, at no point when I was watching it did I say, I'm worried. No, this team was doing exactly what they want on both sides of the ball. So to your point, ho, 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 it's got me feeling festive. It's got me in the right mood coming up on Christmas.
Yeah.
For me, I'm telling you, I feel good. I feel good at where this team is today. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. But where are they at tomorrow? Because as I'm listening to Black Gritty, as I'm listening to yourself, I am still sitting here, as it is Tuesday, and not fully sure exactly what the Eagles should do against Buffalo. And I got, 2 different voices in my head. There's a lot more voices than that, but there's 2 prevalent voices in my head that goes, hey, listen, I agree with Black Gritty. Health is the most important thing on this team. One of the reasons the Eagles have struggled so desperately on offense to get anything moving is because of what? Health along the offensive line. Maybe Saquon, after having a 2,000-yard season, isn't as healthy. Is A.J. Brown healthy? Remember, we kept questioning that. Or Jalen, did he have a concussion? What's going on? The health is the most important thing. I will often in life ask myself, what is the most important thing? And I agree with you. Having a healthy team going into the postseason is paramount to the success of defending the Super Bowl championship and going and winning another. However, with everything that you were just saying, with the way the offense was looking, finally starting to see some cohesion, albeit against the Las Vegas Raiders, against the Washington Commanders, who aren't barn burner defenses. They hung in there nicely with the Texans, as you mentioned, right? How good, like last week we talked about, or at least I said in front of this microphone, there is no more prove it games on the calendar. There is no more get right games on the calendar. There's only momentum, and even if it's a baby step or a step in front of that. However, when you see the Bills, how good would it be to go into the Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium, 41 degrees, wet, rainy. The Bills got everything to play with. They're locking horns with the Patriots in the postseason, right? Trying to make that happen. It means more to the Bills than it does to us, infinitely more. How good would that momentum feel if all of a sudden you put on like your big boy pants, went up to Buffalo and beat the Bills? Now you can sit there against the Commanders at Lincoln Financial Field and feel like, okay, I've rested. Because I can't remember, prove me wrong, I can't remember ever there being a situation where a team manufactured 2 consecutive weeks where they rested their starters going into the postseason. Am I wrong on that?
I mean, you probably are, just to some degree. I don't know. I can't pull it out of a hat, but I would think at some point somebody had somewhat of a lead, and as you mentioned, health is paramount, so who knows? I don't think that the team needs to go into Buffalo and do what they need to do or want to do in order for them to feel confident. I feel like the team needs to go into Buffalo and do what we want them to do for us to feel confident, for us to buy into the direction of this team. Remember, we mentioned that the Raiders hung in with the Texans, and the Texans are kind of that darling in the AFC, right? There's some that cheeky little Super Bowl favorite in the AFC. They only beat the Raiders by 2. And we were told this was the Raiders team that stunk, and that's the only reason the Birds blew them out 31-0. But don't forget now, the Bills just struggled with the 3-win Browns. They only beat the Browns by 3 points, right? So it's a week-to-week league. We all know that. I don't think – now, the 2 seed's on the line, right? So if there's an opportunity to play for the 2 seed, things obviously have to break their way. Yes, health is paramount. But I do believe that they still want to take their shots at that 2 seed. I feel like they match up with the Bills pretty damn well, to be honest with you. I think that they can make the Bills one-dimensional. But I'm not going into that game trying to convince myself that this team needs it moving forward. I think that they figured some things out against the Chargers, implemented those things against the Raiders, did that again against the Commanders. I think they kind of know what their identity is. They kind of got that ball rolling in the right direction. It would be nice for you to
But they can prove it against the Bills.
I get
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
I get it, but hell, I don't think that they view it that same way. I don't think Gritty views it that same way.
I don't. Because you asked the question of rest versus rust, right? So
Yes.
when you go to the Super Bowl, how many days do you have off?
You got 2 weeks
weeks.
off.
2 weeks. So me giving you 2 weeks off moots the point of what you're saying. Because when you go in the Super Bowl, you get everybody healthy that's dinged up, and you focus on your opponent.
Provided
No,
it's
you
not a
only
serious
skip 1 week. You only skip 1
I
week.
know. So
But if you skip 2 weeks,
we're
that's
not,
what I'm saying.
So with the way the league's set up, I got Christmas Day games, Wednesday, Saturday. Like these games are so jammed up at the end of the year that literally it's like almost 10 or 12 days. It's not fully 2 weeks. I'm splitting hairs, but I'm saying when you get that extra week of rest and preparation, especially for the Eagles and Nick Sirianni, it's like a bye week. I get more time to focus on what I'm focusing on. If I had more of a real shot at the second seed, I'd say go for it. But by all accounts, we need a whole lot of other people to help us get that. So I have to depend on other people. The second thing is just like, I tell people all the time, you see a pretty girl at the bar, go ask her. She says yes. Worst thing she says is no. If you ask 100 girls, somebody's going to say yes, right? That's not how it works in football, though. We're going there. We beat up the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. We're 3 in a row. We're good. You go in there and you get dog walked by the Bills. And now you and the rest of the league's looking at you like, see, I told you. Now there's a lot of things to factor in there. What if there's a snowstorm next week up in Buffalo? What if the winds are 40 miles an hour? I'm just saying, what if somebody goes up there and gets hurt? Then what are we doing? So the most amount that I would do if I was a coach is start everybody the first half. Go out there and say, hey, you got the first half to go show me what you could do. After that, I'm shutting it down, putting everybody back up in, and I'm putting everybody back up in at the end. Because again, beating the Bills makes you feel a little bit better, I guess, but we've beaten the Bills before. But if we go out there and we let this guy expose certain things to our vaunted defense that only he can do, that's not really good for us either.
That's fair.
I get the idea of starting everybody for a first half, but I don't start everybody even for the first half. And when
I don't
say
want to either. I'm
everybody-
trying to say it. It's
Yeah,
to
like
be
for example,
half and half.
like Lane missed walkthroughs today. Lane, I'm sorry. Like you're too important.
See you
to
in the
this
wild
team.
card
You're
round,
too
bud.
important. I don't need you out in the cold in a rough, beat 'em up, run the football
off of
type of
Lynn's
game.
friend.
I don't need it. Right.
Yeah.
Same goes for Jalen Carter. Right now, again, different. Right, different age, different reasons. But you talk about health. The Eagles aren't just getting healthy. They're getting healthy where it matters, in the trenches. And they're not just getting healthy in the trenches. They're getting literally their best offensive lineman back and their best defensive lineman back. So these are two key players where I'm looking at it saying, again, this is just for me, I'm looking at it saying, I don't need to prove anything against the Bills, right? I don't need to go in. I saw things that I liked the last 3 weeks. Obviously, 3 weeks ago, there was a lot we didn't like, but there were certain things we did like, especially over the last 2 weeks. I saw a lot of things that I liked. Yes, it'd be nice to go to kind of qualify that. It's almost like a taste test, right? Let's go see what we can do out in Buffalo. But I think this team, coming from a been there, done that mentality, kind of knows this ain't the Super Bowl, right? This ain't the prize. This is a week 16 game or whatever, week 15 game, whatever the hell it is, 17?
It is to us, but the Bills have a lot to play for.
No, the Bills do, sure.
So that's the other thing, too. You're going out there possibly trying to fight for the 2 seed, which you're not going to get. Like I said, you know all kinds of help.
Yeah.
But the Bills are fighting for their lives. They're out there trying to put heads on hats,
Yeah.
and everybody's trying to show up and do what they want to do. And not for nothing, you know how it is. The quarterback gets all the blame to get all the credit. Jalen Hurts walked off on Josh Allen, Superman, and Josh Allen, Superman. Well, last time he remembered playing the Eagles, Jalen Hurts did this. So you think Josh Allen isn't like, in my mind, I got to beat this team. I got to do so. And not for nothing, Josh Allen came up gimpy last week. They'd be really fools to send him out there to these Wolves. You know what I mean? Out here to these Eagle Wolves out here. Because, look, so either way, they're going to play, it seems like. But if I was running the team, I really preserve that health because I know what a healthy Eagles team looks like. And all year long, we've been dinged up and banged up. I don't know how Jerk has gotten to Pro Bowl. We'll talk about that later. But he's been injured back and forth. Like, the whole line's been messed up. And if I can get them somewhat cohesive, then we're really dangerous. Because look at how we've been the last couple of weeks coming into the run. And if we can just keep that going.
I'm going to say something blasphemous. I don't think they need to be completely healthy or start everybody to beat Buffalo. I don't think they need it. I think Buffalo's one-dimensional. I think that their weaknesses pair up really well with our strengths.
Yeah, I will agree.
So, and I don't want to say weaknesses, but they don't have a lot of weapons on the outside, and our pass defense is it's not tops in leagues, but it's damn good.
Along with the 30th ranked rush defense.
Who? Buffalo. Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
They run the ball really damn well.
Yeah, if you look,
But we can make them one-dimensional. The Birds can make them one-dimensional is my point.
Right.
And I think that they can they don't need Jalen Carter. I don't think they need Lane Johnson to do the things that they want to do. So to your point.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Merry Christmas. I'm not going to call you stupid today. I was about to, but then I realized it's the holiday season.
No, call me stupid.
And no. You're actually right. So I'm gonna let it slide.
Okay.
Because the thing I was gonna dispute you on was like, yeah, you get that vibe, and that's what happened with the Chargers. You make them one-dimensional, and then dude with a broke hand starts running up and down your back because all they can do is run the ball, and then you get jammed up like that. But Jalen's not gonna have 5 turnovers against the Buffalo Bills.
It'd be nice.
They have a different defense. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I said that's. What you said is true because of that, because I started instantly conflating those two. I'm like, yeah, what you just said is what we said against the Chargers, and look what happened. And Josh Allen can actually run. Like, he's a tank. But, you know what? Play the Bills. I changed my mind. You changed my mind. Look at that. Look what you did. Change my mind.
Well, hold on. I got to get a final. I thought we had a perfectly lined up final verdict. And then he called it.
Just go and play the Bills.
So, Black Gritty,
I was just sprinkling some stuff out.
on the record, play or don't play?
For Christmas, no.
In your heart of hearts, not based upon what Justin said.
On this day, my heart grew 3 sizes for Justin Ashworth, and I want to support him in something because I never do that, and I never will again unless it's another holiday season. So for right now, I say play and beat the Buffalo Bills.
Play to beat the Buffalo Bills.
I'm without Lane, without Jalen Carter. I play to beat the Buffalo Bills.
So you all came over on my side. I was going to be on an island all alone here saying, you know what?
But our reasons are different.
Yeah, risk versus reward. I understand that. I could look like a horse's ass next week because I'm not even going to say it out loud, but the viewing audience at home, you know exactly what I'm going to say. Something bad might happen, and now all of a sudden we look like fools because, E over here wanted them to play.
I mean, and technically, I will backtrack and say the first 20 minutes.
You have a right to. You have a right to.
You have a right to. You can click that, send it on socials.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. That's literally what I do.
What I said.
I mean, look like a white quarterback. I be Cooper the Gene. I be backpedaling. I be like, look, you can't see me.
The only thing that matters is the 60 seconds you see on Instagram.
Correct.
That's all that matters.
That was the whole show right there.
We can totally twist that around to make you look right, whatever which way you want to do it.
Hold that thought.
I hooked up with a dinosaur.
Absolutely.
I never said that.
That's my clip.
That's your absolute.
Just in case.
Just in case. Just in case. But I understand. Listen, it's a huge risk versus reward thing. I just think that if you do, and I'm with you, Lane, no, Jalen, not yet, because there's a significant drop off. Not that Fred's doing a bad job, but Lane Johnson, one of the best right tackles, if not the best right tackle in the league, should have been in the Pro Bowl. We'll get there very shortly. So the drop off there, honestly, with Jalen Carter not being in the rotation, I think Brandon Graham has done a admirable job. Young has gone in there and serviced. Jordan Davis, we'll get there, but he's been playing lights out like he wants to get his bag. So there's not as much of a drop off with Jalen Carter as it stands right now against a couple bad teams. Hasn't had as much of an impact or has experienced much of a drop off as it is like Lane to Fred. I totally get that. So maybe Saquon comes down with a mysterious illness after the first quarter. Maybe you start resting some of your guys and, okay, you got your feet wet and everything. Hey, maybe we do push Tank a little bit more. Hey, maybe we do get Dotson a little bit more involved, so on and so forth. But I'm all about, hey, keep the momentum going. Keep the vibes going.
Then why don't we just agree to my first point, which was the right point? You play the first half, give them the best that you got, and then
I don't think you can treat it like a preseason game. where it's you got a hard line, win or lose, we're sitting you guys at halftime. I don't think you can have that sort of game plan going into it. You either got to be in or out, but
so if I'm
smart
the coach,
smart in.
I'm Nick Sirianni. I say we're playing the game. We go to halftime. We're like, hey, good job, guys. And everybody's sitting.
You're probably
as the coach, I don't have to tip my hand to say that. So you're not weak going into it. We prep like we prep every week. We go out there. If I, as the coach, feel comfortable with what we put on tape, you know what I mean? We're leading 17-10 going into the half. All right, guys, I've seen enough.
So if it was one of your old school coaches, I'd say yeah, sure. But that's not how Nick coaches.
Right.
I mean, Nick's having conversations with Saquon last year about, hey, do you want to play? Yeah, hey, if you want that rushing record,
but that's during the game.
No, but I'm saying even when Saquon was he going to play the last game of the season or not? It was a conversation back and forth. Do you want to play? Do you not want to play? Health or risk versus reward. So I think if he goes into it telling his guys, hey, battle up, let's go, strap up, we're going to go try and beat the Buffalo Bills, and then just cuts them off at the knees at halftime with a tie score, whatever that score looks like, I think you're going to have a lot of guys in that locker room saying, yo, wait a minute. The juices are flowing, the vibes, we're trying to go dog walk a team.
The only fear that I have for sitting people, and I know health is the most important thing, and I asked the question and then I sort of remembered, I vaguely remember a scenario in the late 90s where the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Mark Brunell,
had the Tom Coughlin-led Jacksonville Jaguars either had the 1 or 2 seed. I want to say it was the 2 seed. They had that thing locked down. They had a first-round bye because as of a couple years ago,
like 95 then.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think both those teams came in the league in 96.
Carolina and Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, exactly. At the same time. But he had the 2nd seed, which earns you a first-round bye, and he rested his starters the last game of the season. So they had basically 2 full football weeks off and got smoked in the divisional round of the playoffs because they were so rusty. They just weren't up to game pace, and that's
real. That's real.
That's
right?
real. That's a real thing. Speaking of real things, Pro Bowl voting came out. Pro Bowl, the Eagles 2025 Pro Bowlers. To the surprise of nobody. Raise your hand if you're surprised, please.
Okay, here we go.
Quinyon Mitchell. Crickets. Cooper DeJean, Mr. Garcia. Crickets. Okay. Jalen Carter. Little bit with the injury, hasn't lived up to the breakout season. Obviously, had to have a shoulder surgery.
He's not a Pro Bowler. That's a fan vote.
Okay.
Not a Pro Bowler this year. And I love Jalen Carter. Not a Pro Bowler this year.
Zach Baun. Okay.
He's not even the best linebacker on the team right now. Again, I think that's more of living off of Defensive Player of the Year. Played lights. He's played well this year.
Yeah.
Is he a top 6 linebacker in the NFL right now?
So, consistency versus flash.
Sure.
Nakobe Dean didn't play for what? The first
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 7 games of nothingness.
Yep. No, I agree.
That's 5 to 6 games of prime.
No, but I'm not saying Nakobe over him.
No.
I'm
saying why people could vote that way.
Okay.
Because the other problem is that the same way that Quinyon doesn't get the credit that he deserves is because silence equals deafening votes.
Yeah.
Because Quinyon Mitchell is the 2nd best corner in the league, and people think of him never. They don't throw at him. He can't get an interception. He doesn't get any tackles because no one throws at him. So the fact that he is feared is a problem.
Never hear his name.
And so what are you going to do? That's what Zach Baun was doing. Now, was he making the interceptions that he was? No. But he was covering. He was making tackles. He was where he needed to be. And after the year that he had, people avoided him. You're not thrown over the middle of the ball because you're like, yo, this dude's going to come and get
Legit,
you.
yeah.
It's a problem. So you literally go down the line and you're trying to pick apart Blankenship. You're trying to get Coop because you think Coop's not Coop. You know what I mean?
But he is Coop.
Yeah. You're picking on Campbell. That wheel route up the sideline on Campbell. I remember he gave him a touchdown. Everybody freaked out. I'm like, dude, the dude's going stride for stride 50 yards down the field and you're complaining because he's a linebacker. Like, I remember all these things of where they're avoiding certain players on the team because I'm afraid of him. So Baun has been there and he's been consistent the whole year. He hasn't had the flash, but I feel like it's akin to Quinyon. You're afraid to throw at that guy. You're afraid to run in that guy's direction. You're doing everything you can to trick the line, to manipulate the other way, to get away from him. That's why when Nakobe comes in, you like pick your poison.
Yeah.
Who are you going to get away from? Because Baun's over here. Now Nakobe's coming downhill. And Campbell's athletic, but he doesn't have the mind's eye that those two guys have from having all the reps. So he's like twitch fast, he can get there. But now you're looking at a guy like, I'm going to get away from, now Nakobe's coming.
Sure. I think I look at it and say, and again, I'm happy about it, right? Because I love Zach Bond. I'm happy that he's a Pro Bowler. Good for him. Just in terms of, do I think and they're fan votes. So like, what does it matter? It's a fan vote, right? The Pro Bowl. But you look at it, he's got 117 tackles. He's not even top 15 in the league in tackles. 3.5 sacks. Nakobe, who's missed 7 games, got 4 sacks already. So it's yes, he is sound. He should be the best linebacker on this team. He's paid to be the best linebacker on this team. Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's got his credentials. I feel like sometimes guys who get credentialed get that gift into the Pro Bowl the following year or whatever it may be. And this just feels like, hey, you've had a really good year. Is it a Pro Bowl year? Maybe not.
I'm also going to say that Eagles fans are lazy this year as far as voting is concerned. And I judge that on my internet traction. Yes. And by the way to that, we are going to come right back to this Pro Bowl because we have to pay some bills. I'm kicking Julia out so we can have some free time.
Ooh, I like free time.
We can party without parents watching.
Mom's leaving.
That's right.
There's one more name. Can we just do the hand raise?
Yeah. Do one more name. Yep.
Cam Jurgens.
2 hands.
Well,
love you, Cam.
Okay.
Can
I put my feet on the desk? Julia said no, so I cannot.
All right. So let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Well, it's the holiday season. I'm wondering how you're living your life. Are you a streamer? Are you one of these punk kids out here thinking you can do everything online? Well, let me tell you something. If you want to do online correctly, you need Xfinity.com to come to your home, get you a set-top box so that you could be live and in 4K all day, every day. Would you like 4 screens that are on time and succinct? Do you want to get a text message about that touchdown pass that just happened and not be raging out because you're 30 seconds to 2.5 minutes behind? Then you need Xfinity.com. I'm telling you, they come out to your house, they set you up, you got the internet at lightning speed, you got your 4K, everything looks crispy. I'm scarily more sexy on Xfinity. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're looking at me right now and I don't look right, it's probably because you're buffering. Upgrade your life, upgrade your system, and get yourself some Xfinity right now. Go to Xfinity.com and make sure that you can imagine what real 4K looks and feels like. Merry Christmas to yourself. Do yourself a favor and get Xfinity.com in your life.
Here's a fun one. Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and the Fireblaze Sky Queen. I got it right this week.
You did.
All right, a BetParx exclusive. Now, the only app I ever use to play all my favorite casino games in the palm of my hand. Play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows like Walking Dead, Squid Game, the greatest show of all time, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders, even though I skipped the final 2 episodes. And all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users get up to $1,000 casino bucks, bonus bucks, back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparx.com and download the app right now to enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play, you love to win. If you BetParx. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You didn't do your homework assignment?
I'm trying to get some of them Cash Eruptions.
I don't even know what Cash Eruptions is.
I
would like some Cash Eruptions.
I'll let you know what a Cash Eruption is. I love Cash Eruptions.
Oh, I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, you want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't think you want to know.
You want to get some eruptions.
You didn't do your homework assignment?
Watch the
final 2 episodes of Peaky?
No, I did start a new show, though. It's not Peaky.
What is it?
Well, first of all, let me ask a question. You guys show watchers? Do you watch shows?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing?
I watch
in the offset. I don't got this. People tell me, I binge watch it. Like, where do you find the time?
Have you seen? There's 2 shows. Yeah, you're boy. It's fine. It is what it is.
It's gonna be me, Justin.
Have you seen Pluribus?
Yep.
Right. Weird. I think kind of bad.
Yes.
Concept good.
I think
don't like the show.
I think it's terrible.
Jenny loves the show. I think it's a terrible show, but I watch it because she wants to watch it. Pluribus. It's,
don't ask.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Okay. And then I started watching. Was it My Friends, My Neighbors?
Yes.
With John Hamm. How is that? I just got the first episode last night.
It's good. It's really good.
I kind of liked it.
But you know what's really good? You know what really matters to me?
What's that?
Emily in Paris came out last week after our Christmas party, and let me tell you, who stayed up from 11 until 7 a.m. watching all 10 episodes of Emily in Paris? She was in Rome. Now they're trying to get her in Greece. I'm just saying, This girl gets all the hottest dudes. Chefs on top of chefs. She's getting empire dudes that run fat. This woman gets the most high-class men and can't make a choice, Emily. Let me get one of these dudes. She got one dude who's the fashion empire, the mogul's the son. I'm like, well, how did we do it? The other chefs on yachts going around the world. The other guys are financier. Emily in Paris, Rome, and Greece. Oh, Emily, it's an amazing show. And I feel like...
On what?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix? Okay.
You and your girl,
go
watch.
Great.
Y'all go watch it. Make him watch it, and so we can talk about it. It's so great. So I think the final season's coming up where she's going to finally end up with Gabriel, who she should have been with from season 1 with all the drama, and I'm so excited. Emily in Paris, let me tell you, guilty pleasure.
You want to know why I watch shows?
What?
Can I just get this part off? Because you said go watch it with her. We were sitting, I don't know what the hell we were watching, sports, right? And she goes, if I never watch another second of sports, I feel like in the time that we've been together, I have consumed enough sports on television for a lifetime, because it's all I watch. That's it. I don't care what, when I watch shows, it's, okay, babe, we'll watch something together. Otherwise, if there's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, 24/7 on the TV, it's all I consume.
I got it.
There you go. Sorry, hon. It's just,
since Julie's
you
not
knew
here.
what you were getting into.
Oh, yeah, we're unattended right
so
now.
Julie's not here, she can't tell me to stop. So one of my favorite things growing up, would stay home with your grandma, they would watch The Price is Right and all those things.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't need grandma. I watched that on my own.
Yeah, okay. So, and then we'd end up watching Days of Our Lives and stuff like that. So the one
She's
show
back.
was her
She's
favorite
back.
was
Behave.
General Hospital. So I always watched General Hospital
yeah.
with her, right? So my first official girlfriend in the 8th grade loved General Hospital. And our routine was I'd walk her home from school and we couldn't hook up, hang out, do anything. We'd have to sit there and watch General Hospital. And I was like, oh, I already know about Luke and Laura. She's like, oh my God. So every day after school, we'd walk home together, we'd watch General Hospital for an hour, and then 4 o'clock until like 5:15 till our parents came home, we got to hang out together.
Yep.
And it was worth it. And I can't tell you how many college parties I was at where random girls be talking about Luke and Laura, and I'd be like, hey, I know all about it. And they'd be like, you watch General Hospital? Girl, yes, I watch General Hospital.
Hey.
So sometimes you got to watch these shows for the ladies.
If we're gonna share, and see, I grew up, I had 2 sisters, older, younger.
There you go.
We used to watch Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara went off the air, so we had to switch to Days of Our Lives. Now, I got out of Days of Our Lives once they brought in the Swamp Thing, right? Would you know, like, I don't know how long ago, maybe it was a year ago, whatever, I happened to catch, like, Days of Our Lives. The same freaking people are there, still talking about Bo, still talking about the Swamp Thing.
They never die.
The whole narrative is still there.
40 years.
Right?
40 years. They keep bringing the arc back.
It's
Like
insane.
every 5 years, they touch tone it. And then the kids,
insane.
and then the nephew.
Yeah.
And then there was a twin to one time. And E-Rock, this is why you look like you do and we look like we do.
See?
Because you...
No, I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second.
Grumpus McGrumpus, while you waste your time with a lure in the ocean, hoping to catch a big fish, we're out here spending the days of our lives.
Like sand through the hourglass.
Exactly. So go ahead out there with your little fishy McFishers and self and enjoy it, okay? And grow a beard like a man while you're at it, while we're out here watching General Hospital. So don't try to poo-poo us.
I was going with the direction on the homework thing because we took a lot of left. We Rube Goldberged our way to the point I was trying to make. Last week, he challenged me to go watch Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you did it.
I did not.
So you haven't watched the last 2 episodes. Here, watch Christmas Vacation. Holiday season,
But
Christmas Vacation.
no.
You the last 2 episodes.
Not going to do it.
Not
gonna do it.
I feel like that's fair.
Because I realized why. There's a reason. I've never been a Chevy Chase. I don't find Chevy Chase funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I don't find Chevy Chase funny even
Watch
a
the movie.
little bit.
Watch the movie. But it's not just about Chevy Chase.
So let me tell you this. I don't find him funny either. That's not the point. The point is, it's an American cult classic and being a part of Americana. The second thing is because we want Doofus McGoofus to do something. So in give and take situations, this is the holiday season. I'm not going to ask you to watch it in June or July, but it's Christmas. You have downtime. watch the movie so we can make Barnaby watch the last 2 episodes.
I don't need him to watch it. I will
Shut
I will
up, I'm
commit
trying
to
to
you.
help
I know,
us.
but I will commit to you. I'm
trying-
watching it regardless.
Don't-
That's my gift to you.
I appreciate
I
you.
will work on him.
I'm trying to
We'll get
manipulate
anyway.
him.
I
You're
know.
trying
By the way, just
We'll
to
get
try to
him
reel it
anyway.
in, because this is why Julia needs to be around. She had to
No.
skirt out and go
Cam
somewhere.
Jurgens, we'll flip back to it. I know
Okay,
what we're
Cam
doing.
Jurgens. I'm not rooting against my guy
No.
to be in the Pro Bowl. Nobody wants to not see him in the Pro Bowl. I'm just, when you consider the snubs, which we're going to get to right now, it's a little curious why.
I don't get it.
Cam, how'd you get there? Okay,
What's it,
all right.
Is it
I don't
Fred?
know.
It's Fred Johnson, right? That's his name. Everybody
Yeah.
forgets about.
Yeah.
Fred Johnson has again been a silent assassin. Hasn't given up any sacks. He's done a really good job. I don't have all the PPF stats in front of me, but he's done a tremendous job filling in for Lane Johnson. So much so that we've won a couple games. Because normally when Lane doesn't play, that's
You
another
lose-
thing.
that's an automatic
With
L.
those 3 losing streak games, it's like, well, there's a simple thing I can say to that. When you're afraid of somebody coming in on that side, you rush a little bit more as a quarterback. You're a little bit more hesitant to run because you don't know where somebody's coming from. And the trust got built up game over game over game where Jalen could actually depend on Fred, and Fred delivered. Because if you remember, when Lane first went down, who was there in the position first? Was it
Prior.
Yeah.
Door style. Then Toth came in, they tried to make that adjustment, and then Fred came in and solidified it, and he's been holding it down. So
Fred came in and solidified it. Maybe there is some, maybe Stalin University is back in session. I'm just saying. Maybe Stalin University is back
you gonna
in
let him talk about you
session.
like that? That's so disrespectful.
I hope it is.
I would
I
never
hope
talk
it
to you like
is.
that. I would never disrespect.
That just
you.
means they watch a show, and he was like, "I got to do a
Snub
better
list.
job. I got to do a better job."
I gotta do a better job.
Let's snub
Justin
it up.
said, "I got to do a better job."
Throw your subs up.
Snub list. Jordan Davis, who I think
Easy.
have been playing lights out, who's been tough to run against, who has been filling in. I don't even want to say filling in admirably while in Jalen Carter's absence, because even while Jalen Carter was there, he was playing like a guy who was getting ready to earn his bag. I think Jordan Davis was a bit, and Vic Fangio agreed in his press conference today.
That's a no-brainer. I mean, it's Jordan Davis, Jordan Davis, Jordan Davis. How he's not a Pro Bowl? Like, what the hell does Jordan Davis have to do then? If what he's done this year isn't enough, then I don't know what. This is going to be one of those situations, maybe, where you see miss the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if this has ever happened, but I was thinking this way: miss the Pro Bowl, but was second-team All-Pro. Like, has that ever happened where a guy with fan voting doesn't line up with how the players actually?
I'm
vote?
sure plenty of examples.
It sounds like it has. So I'll say this again. I love justifying the reasons why they're not getting their due. So it's the same reason of like when Fletcher Cox was at his height and he was dominating and he was taking on double teams and he was still getting through. He gets that money. And everyone's like, oh, the money made him weak. No, the money now makes you take on triple teams.
Yeah.
Now the money makes you get schemed against because like this guy is a monster. So when you have Carter out there, the NFL looks at it as like, well, we're scheming against Carter. We're not scheming against Davis. Davis is supposed to get off. The same thing I said about all those other guys that left and still get to eat because of Carter makes it work. Davis is the beneficiary of that, and it would take him 2 years of playing at this level for him to get the credit. That's why Carter is living off of last year.
Yeah.
Because he's living off of
Sure,
his name
reputation,
and his
right?
reputation
Yeah.
and the way that defenses go against him. I feel like going into next year, when Davis is on this team and Carter's on this team, they're going to be looked at as the dynamic duo, and Davis will get more of that accreditation because it will be the second year of him being a whole year in shape. Because we've seen him have good years, and then, like I said, like, you know, you gain little
Flashes, yeah.
But this year is setting him up for that legacy year that he should be getting going forward.
It's interesting because, like, you're right, and I know you've said you haven't said it this way, but I know you have spoken about the importance of Jordan Davis. At least I think that you have.
Yeah.
When we have these conversations and we're always talking about, they got to re-sign Jalen Carter. Ooh, they're going to have to sign Quinion. Ooh, they got to sign Coop. And last week I was sitting here telling him, you got to sign N'Kobe. Like, you have to find a way. He's just as important as the aforementioned. Guys, like Jordan Davis is playing his way into that guy is just as important as some of the aforementioned. They're not going to be able to pay everybody. He's told you he's 10 toes down. But the way that he is playing is when they drafted him, and we didn't see it, and he came in out of shape, or maybe it just took him some time, but how he's currently playing, even with Jalen Carter banged up, not in the rotation, I would say against the Commanders, that's one of the best games I've seen him play. And I'm talking about not just physically eating up the line, physically eating up the run, but the shiftiness, the quickness from a guy that size to be able to move around the center or a guard to stuff the lane, hit the gap. That is ideally exactly what you wanted out of Jordan Davis. Now, it took 4 years, but you are seeing it right now. You're right. When Carter comes back, if Carter's healthy and he's the player that we expect him to be, and we can now pair that with Jordan Davis, who is showing us he's the player that we expected him to be, that is going to be difficult to defend. That is going to be difficult to defend for any offense in the NFL.
So again, sometimes you make it so hard for me to like be friendly to you.
Oh, I said something wrong.
Because
okay,
you gotta go so overly glowingly, and then you want these guys to take a discount. Maybe
I didn't say you take a discount.
No.
I'll let you talk. I'll shut up.
I'm saying that you're talking about guys taking discounts, and then you just gave this glowing recommendation
played so
to the guy.
well.
Like, now I got to give him $1 trillion to the way you just talked about him. Let me bump him down a little bit, bro.
Inflation.
Exactly. So I'm saying
gassing our boy
I'm
up.
looking at a guy who looked just like this in the 2023 season, and against the Buffalo Bills was one of the fastest people on the planet Earth because he chased down Josh Allen, ran him out of bounds like a bunk, hurt his oblique, gained a little weight over Thanksgiving, and then slowed down a little bit. So this year he's been perfect. This year I'm on the Jordan Davis trail. I've lost 15 pounds, and all I'm doing is not drinking my calories. I heard him say that, and I said, don't drink your calories. I said, you know what? I'm having too much apple juice. I'm having too much orange juice. That's 400 calories extra a day. So I too have lost like 16 pounds. Thank you, Jordan Davis. But that don't mean you got to gas him up. We're trying to get the discount.
All right. Now,
He's been playing.
We want discounts.
He's
now.
been playing admirably.
He
has spent 1 year on his Jordan Davis weight loss program.
Okay.
Let's see if it holds true. We will offer him a modest contract, and hopefully he can prove it and get a second contract down the line. But you telling me that he's doing everything that he's doing is just so they watch the show. You trying to get the age. The age is going to be like, Justin Ashworth said he deserved a record-breaking contract.
I would like Nakobe's a little injury prone. That's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk. You know, there we go. We're back.
That's how you
Let's go.
negotiate.
All
right, okay, now we're all on the same
page. I got you.
We're all on the same page. I like it.
I'm trying to get a prenup out here. You just talking about how great my wife is. I'm like, come on, man.
Second snub, and I'm going from in my opinion, I want to cover this up. In my opinion, least like surprising to most surprising, right?
Okay.
Lane Johnson.
He's injured. It doesn't even matter.
Tough.
It's not qualifier.
It's just so tough.
He's been hurt late while the voting's going on. He hasn't played in over a month.
But how many times have we seen the name guys, regardless of
because it's fan
injury,
voting, correct?
But again, he's getting older. Fred Johnson has come in and not been, like I said, Fred's come in and played really well and solidified. So it just happens.
Okay.
I can understand that snub. I don't like it, but I understand it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay. Anybody want to take a guess at my third, final, and most surprising snub?
Reed Blankenship.
No.
Okay. Jalen Phillips.
No.
Ooh. Most surprising?
Most surprising snub.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Okay, good. Because if it was a Dory Jackson, I would leap over this table.
You wouldn't have, it's not a far leap.
But
bro.
I would do it. I would go right. I would just leap.
I don't know who.
Smitty.
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, yeah,
Who, by the
Dallas.
way, has 10 touchdowns,
So what?
leads the NFL with Trey McBride for the most touchdowns by tight ends with 10. Dallas Goedert has never had more than 5 touchdowns in any NFL season, has now doubled that, and is 5th in yards in the NFL, AFC and NFC, with 583 yards. If you lead the league in touchdowns at your position and you have the 5th most yards, you explain to me how in God's name you missed the Pro Bowl.
A.J. Brown.
That's not an answer.
It is an answer.
Because he's not a tight end.
So A.J. Brown wanted his targets. And for 3 games leading up to Pro Bowl voting, Dallas Goedert did zilch. Didn't get any catches, didn't get any touchdowns, didn't get anything. We also lost those 3 games. Then we start spreading the ball around. Hey, 2 touchdowns for Goddard. Hey, touchdown for Goddard. Hey, yard for Goddard. The last 2 games. Before a 4-game stretch, it was AJ, and no Dallas Goedert. So he disappeared for 4 weeks before the voting happened, and people forgot about him. And so it's A.J. Brown's fault.
It's tough. So what I like to do in these situations, okay, well, so Goddard got snubbed. Did he get snubbed? Well, who got in? And it's McBride and Kittle. Okay, I like Goddard. McBride and Kittle.
Kittle's has 6 touchdowns.
They're living off of name recognition.
But Lane Johnson can't.
No, Kittle is balling. And I get it. He only got 6 touchdowns, but I'm telling you right now, that team runs through CMC.
It runs through McCaffrey.
I know CMC and Kittle, and I'm telling you right now, going into the postseason, they are all holding their breath just to make sure he's fine after last night's game because that ankle roll, they do not want to lose Kittle.
If it ran through Kittle, his stats would be better. Look, if it ran through Kittle,
I don't want to do.
His stats
would be getting double.
Not an all 22.
Now that being said, watching last night, Kittle is balling.
Kittle's a monster.
Kittle is balling.
All I mean to say is it's hard to. If you're going to tell me Goddard didn't get in because of Kittle, I'd say, well, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
All right.
For me, doesn't mean I'm right.
Did you watch the game last night?
I did.
I enjoy watching, even though he lost. I enjoy watching Phillip Rivers at 44 years old still yelling at a referee as if he was like
yelling at his own teammates.
2 games in,
you're yelling
him and
at
his
your right
dad
tackle.
bod looking like Hank Hill out there throwing around touchdowns, getting into it. I know in the end they got smoked, but that first half was like I was super duper into it. And watching it too, like you start to think, because as the current playoff seedings are right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the playoffs were to start right now, you got the Seahawks at 12-3. They've clinched a playoff spot. Bears at the 2 seed, 11-4. Birds at the 3. Probably going to be locked in the 3. There's 9 different scenarios about the Eagles getting the 2 seed, which I get it. It's advantageous because you get 2 home games. Unlikely to happen. You're going to stay at the 3 seed. Carolina at the 4 at 8-7. Rams 5th. 49ers 6th. Packers 7th. Buccaneers and Detroit Lions on the outside looking in. So if the playoffs started today, we would get at home said San Francisco 49ers.
No, they're not. They're the 3.
They're not the.
I thought you said they're the 3. Carolina's the 4. 4 or 5. We got the 6.
No, we got the 6. 49ers are 6.
I'm sorry. I thought you said the Packers were 6.
Justin,
I'm sorry.
you're messing me up over
My
here.
fault. My fault.
So how would you, you have the wild card lot. Rams, 49ers, Packers. I'm going to throw Detroit and Bucks in there. Who would you rather play in the first round of the playoffs out of that group? Rams, 49ers, Packers, Detroit's Bucks.
Well, I'm just, for the sake of the conversation, I'm going to eliminate Detroit and the Bucks because I just don't think they make the playoffs.
Right.
So I think the realistic options are going to be
They're on the outside looking in.
Right. Would be the Rams, who've lost 2 of 3, but you're talking about McVay, Stafford, and probably one of the most dangerous teams.
Rams, 49ers, or Packers. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah. I would rather play the Packers, to be honest.
Okay.
No Micah Parsons. I don't believe in Jordan Love in the postseason.
Right.
They're coming to us. We've had success with them in the past, not only in the playoffs last year, but this year as well. I'll take the Packers.
Right now, who would we play officially?
49ers.
I'll take the 49ers.
I would take the 49ers too. I agree with you. Tell me why.
So, 1, because my daddy ain't raised no bitch. 2, because I'd rather have the harder fight first to knock them out. I don't want to go in with the easy and then build up, whatever. Give me your best shot, and I'm going to go knock you down, and then I'm going to make everybody else fear us. Same way when we beat the Rams. You take down the Rams when everybody and their mom for the 9th time in a row said, I'll take McVay and Stafford over Hurts and Sirianni. Okay, this is the best team in the playoffs? Boom. Punch them in their mouth, dog walk everybody else. And the 49ers, to your point, they are well coached. They got Kittle. They've got the system. But we also know that system. And the way our defense is set up, we may not be sack breakers, but we're game controllers now.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather go in knowing that I'm taking care of either, it's either be the Rams or 49ers for me, but I'll take whoever comes. That's my general point. But I want to go against somebody who's the best, beat them, and then go against whoever's left in the field. Just because while I'm fresh, and again, health is a thing to me. You get worn down. I go in there against a weaker team.
Yeah.
Somebody gets dinged up.
I mean, that's what happened last year against the Commanders, right? Commanders knocked off the Lions, and so by the time we got to it, all right, it was a cakewalk, right?
Because
So
the Lions had already lost people, and they lost more
Yeah.
people in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like,
look, at the end of the day, I don't care who they get. I genuinely don't. Yes, there's trepidation with all of it. Like the Rams, okay, all right. You're either going to see them in the first round or you're going to see them in the NFC chip. You're going to see them, right?
You're talking me into sitting these players, by the way. You're talking,
right? The 49ers,
it doesn't matter who we are.
The 49ers, I'll be honest, I'm not as impressed with Brock Purdy as everybody else is today. Nope. Like Mac Jones looked good, right? It's the system. It's the offense. Now, can they operate that offense at a high level? Yes, they can. But everybody says they can operate an offense at a high level until they play the Eagles, because you're right. The Eagles control the game. Every team, you watch them in a different game, and it looks like a different team. And that's why maybe sometimes we get a little nervous when they come into the link or we're going to their house, because we're like, ooh, they can do X, Y, Z. But every time, whether it's Detroit, whether it's the Packers, whether it's the Chiefs, it doesn't matter. Things look different when you play Philadelphia. That defense dictates what you do on offense. They control the momentum. They control the ball.
The Raiders look like a high school team,
correct?
And then they went there and looked like they were in a Super Bowl,
right?
Against the best defense in the league.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I said, like, certain things I feel. Why is your reasoning you want to play the 49ers?
Just the exact opposite of what you might have said, which is the hardest one for. I think we match up well against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the hardest one.
No,
I think the hardest one is the Rams.
I'd rather take the harder teams first. So that's one of the harder teams.
Yeah. So I would rather see the 49ers. I'm talking myself into, okay, sit them and rest up, because it doesn't matter. You don't have to fight for that 2 seed after all. Here we go again with that thing. Do we want to get to Woo Player of the Week? So
we're going to save that for, actually, give me 2 seconds. What's the team you're most afraid to play?
It's a great question, Gritty. That is a great question.
Ashworth, is there someone on that list you're afraid of?
So who we're talking about? The 1 seed is what? Seattle. 2 is Chicago.
Yeah, I want to say
Philly.
Seattle, because you're on the road and it's a noisy stadium and it's a difficult place to play. I don't know if the Seahawks are completely for real, if they're ready for this yet. Same thing with Chicago. I don't know if they're ready for this yet. But let's, for the sake of wild card conversation, because we are the 3
just
seed,
wild card,
just
okay.
wild card out of the. I wouldn't want to play the Rams.
Yeah, for me it's the Rams.
I don't want to play the Rams either.
Yeah,
and I don't want to play the Rams first for the exact reasons I know about not being afraid of anything. It's hard to beat a team that you play so often, because it starts to become a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm running. I know what you're running. And again, if we're all healthy, then I'm good with it. If we're not, they've got enough weapons to where, yeah, Quinion's going to shut down Puka, but he slings the ball around.
You better hope Devontae's hurt.
They've got 2 running backs that they use, not just one. So if one's not getting off, there's another. And then I have the creativity of McVay trying to do something against Fangio. So that kind of freaks me out. But I also know that it would be home, not in a dome, and the weather and the cold temperature does affect the way the game is played.
Almost didn't matter last year. Almost, and you are 100% right. I almost feel like the Los Angeles Rams are
we always play them close, though, because they're a good team.
Yeah. Are like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of kind of yesteryear. Like, why do we always end up playing the Bucs? We play the Bucs every single year. I'm starting to feel like this is the Rams, and once again, you're building that sort of rivalry. We've beat them, 10 out of the last. It's some ridiculous number of the amount of times.
And this combination has been 4 games in a row.
Yeah, and this combination has been 4 games in a row. So they would come in like pissed off.
And that's where I said, that's why I picked them, because I do think of Tampa Bay.
Right.
I do think of ownership of someone. And the thing about last year, I hate football that we have to do these things. Jalen Hurts is the reason we win Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is the reason we won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is the reason we lost Super Bowl. If he didn't fumble that ball, we simplify everything. But last year it's like, Jalen Carter, if it wasn't for Jalen Carter. And I'm like, well, Jalen Hurts threw a dime to A.J. Brown in the first quarter and he dropped a touchdown. If he would have caught that, we would have been up 7, and Carter would have never had to sack them because he would have been down 14 trying to come back. There's a lot of things that happen in games that keep us from feeling like, man, that was a close game, as opposed to a gimme touchdown that A.J. Brown usually does not drop. Of course, everybody drops the ball every once in a while, but in those instances, like, it wasn't as close as it needed to be versus them at home because they couldn't move the ball in the weather. They were dropping the balls left and right because they're not used to it. So,
I mean, they were up, 15 with 4 minutes to go anyway, right? And then probably kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. We were all celebrating. I guarantee they were probably celebrating a little bit. And then the buttholes got tight.
Yeah.
And it happens, right?
And it happens.
So
let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Well, when the weather turns chilly, the last thing you need is a home project piling up. Ace Hardware Home Services brings trusted local pros right to your door to help you get your home ready for the colder months. From heating tune-ups and plumbing fixes to generators and emergency repairs, their experts handle it all. No guesswork, no stress, just a local pro to get the job done right. Satisfaction guaranteed. Find the help you need at your next home project at acehardwarehomeservices.com.
Everybody's got their favorite hard tea, but have you ever turned the can around to read what's in it? Why? What? What?
I can't.
Why?
Keep reading.
Keep reading? All right.
Keep going.
What are you laughing at?
It just, it emanates. Like, I can hear Christopher Walken coming out, and you're fighting it. So just be Christopher Walken.
No, I'm not going to do Walken.
You're fighting it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
There is a little Walken, like, intertwined.
You're good.
Take two. Everybody's got their favorite hard tea, but have you ever turned the can around to read what's in it? You can't, because they don't tell you. And while they hide what's inside, Crooked Tea brags about it. Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic tea with real flavor with zero sugar. No fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see is what you drink. Next time you're at the store, flip the can. If you can't find the ingredients, just put it back. Then grab a Crooked Tea, zero sugar, real tea, fully transparent. You know it, Philly, real recognizes real. So why drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea. The only thing better is a strip sack in the Super Bowl. Visit crookedtea.com to find the stall, and then you. What are your thoughts on Jake Elliott? What do you do? What do you do?
I'm not worried about. I'll jump in because I ain't worried about Jake at all. And I said earlier because I heard it before. I thought it was funny, Missy Elliott. Right when it comes postseason, he becomes Jake from State Farm.
Okay.
Right, reliable. That's my insurance policy. We're going to finish off a drive with 3 in the postseason. Jake is money. I'm not, and I know he's had his struggles from last year. Was it last year? No, 2 years ago. It was from 50 plus. Right. Jake, I have confidence in Jake. Bad game. And if you look at it, he was pulling every single one of them. So it was mechanics. He can fix that. I'd like to see him fix it in game. I'd like to see you, let's get this corrected in game. But if it comes to a big postseason kick, I have nothing but faith in Jake Elliott. And
it's a Christmas miracle.
We agree?
You said so much less dumb stuff today. It must be the holidays.
Let's go.
I will say this, though. I'm worried about it. I'm not that worried about it because, like you said, if you miss right, left, short, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? You missed everyone to the right or left, whatever it was.
To the left.
You missed everyone to the left. And I'm like, all right. But my problem is, after the second one, you couldn't make an adjustment.
Right.
After the second one the same way, you could make an adjustment. You pulled it the exact same way 3 times in a row. So much so that we have to have a rodeo dog fight because Nick wasn't trying to run up the score. Nick was trying to preserve his mentality.
You think?
He's missed extra points often.
I hear you.
So Nick's like, you know what? He's already missed 3. I'm not putting my boy back out there because I got to go after the game and say, I love Jake Elliott and we love him. Like, come on. You don't hear coaches say that about other people. He doesn't say, I love Derek. Like, he just was loving on Elliott like he's a little kid. Like, so I feel like he didn't put him back out there because heaven forbid he misses an extra point. Now it's going to become a thing. Let me just go get this 2-point conversion and get out of here so I can go love him up. I mean, kickers don't do anything all week anyway. Bro, you're out there in T-shirt and shorts kicking in the snow right now. I need to see it because people that were at the game, E-Rock obviously at the game, I saw people posting him at halftime nailing 60-yard field goals. Now, mind you, the holder has something to do with that.
Right.
If that's something that has to come down and adjust or whatever. I do feel confident in him in the postseason. He has been clutch. Mr. Tripod himself. I do believe in him. But my God, that's why I didn't let him kick that extra point. That's why they went for 2. Because after 3 in a row, it's like, all right, let's give him.
It was my fault. I jinxed him.
Oh, did
when
you?
he was going that second kick, it was a 57-yarder. And I had a couple buddies. Again, I was having that party. They're like, no, don't do it. He already shanked 1. I said, guys, it's Jake Elliott. Jake doesn't miss twice. Like, he ain't missing twice. He missed 3 times. So I'll take blame.
According to Ruben Frank, who is the stat god, missed 7 field goals in the last 9 games. First Eagles kicker to miss 7 in 9 games since Chris Bonio in 1997.
Chris Bonio,
Ouch. 61.1 accuracy rate since week 7 is the worst since Roger Ruzek in 19. Oh my
another
God.
pull.
We used to call him Roger Rabbit, Roger Ruzek.
I heard another one, totally irrelevant, but on Fox games, he hits it like a 55% clip, and every other broadcast, he's a 90.
That's weird.
That's weird.
It means absolutely nothing.
That's just straight up
it's
weird.
just one of those, like, wait, what?
Regardless of those stats, we saw glimpses of this at the end of last season where he was missing some field goals.
Is that what it was not 2 years ago?
Yes.
It was last year that he was struggling? Okay.
Yeah, and where we started to like, oh my God, do we need to bring it? And then, as your memory serves you incredibly correctly, money in the postseason.
Yeah.
Money in the postseason. Jake is am I worried about it? Guys, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I'm not worried about it whatsoever.
Jake Elliott is the
type of game
kickers.
that we play, which is defensive football. You know, the offense sometimes, just doesn't. The explosives aren't there. The TDs aren't there. Yeah, Jake Elliott's going to be called upon to get us out of a jam at some point this postseason, right? So I can't say that I'm not concerned about it, but we've seen this before. Maybe not as Rube pointed out, at that sort of a clip. But nevertheless, I'm not as concerned as to bring somebody else in and try to shake that up or try to ruin. Jake is very sensitive to mechanics. Mm-hmm. He's not missing these kicks in practice. I'm not saying that all the mechanics are on him.
Like I said, it might be the holder because he was kicking off the tee, hitting 60 yards, 65 yards.
Right.
Because you know where it's going to sit. You know how it's standing.
It's also the long snapper. And the timing of that entire operation.
That was his first game back, wasn't it?
Jake is very sensitive to mechanics of the other two individuals on the
Wasn't that Hewlett's first game back?
Might have been.
Because they got rid of the other long snapper, once he got healthy, brought him back, and maybe they're just working out some of that rust.
There you go. That's a good reason.
Right?
So
Ho, ho, ho.
we can do woo player.
You want to woo?
Sure.
Let's
can do
woo.
Player. Since I stole you last week and made you sad like a little punk, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Then Ashworth, then me. See if somebody steals my woo player.
Here we go. Ready? Nick Sirianni, you are my woo player of the game. And the reason I wanted to get into that just right off the get. Because I knew I was going to break rules, and I cannot leave this man's name out of my mouth as I go on this tirade. Dan Quinn, you little punk. You don't get to sit there and whine and cry about running up the score. Oh, the Eagle, you think the coaches, I thought there was an unspoken rule. What's he trying to do here? You bums. The last time I walked out of Northwest Stadium, celebrated like you won the Super Bowl after beating Kenny Pickett. Then you in preparation for the NFC Championship game, you got your dumbass Bobo defensive coordinator talking about how, if Jalen wants to run well, I can run back. He wants to, which, by the way, thank you for the bulletin board material, because I know for a fact that went around the building. Didn't piss off Jalen Hurts. Oh, nay. Didn't piss off the offensive line. Pissed off the defense. And look what happened to your quarterback. Then so you got smacked down in the NFC Championship game. Oh, I'm sorry. Now that you've got a backup quarterback, all of a sudden we're supposed to take it light on your Rudy Poo candy asses? Furthermore, Commanders fans, you are the biggest hypocrites in God's green earth, because you sat there and you told me for years that you didn't show up to your own games and fill out your own stadium and let Eagles fans take over because you were upset at Dan Snyder. That's why we weren't showing up, because it was Dan Snyder. And now all of a sudden we're down in Northwest Stadium again, and you've got the J.O. who's running the Sixers, Josh Harris, known in your team, and you started packing the stadium when it was good, didn't you? You started packing the stadium when you were good. But all of a sudden, RG3 2.0 goes down, and once again, you are not anywhere to be found. Dan Quinn, you're a damn hypocrite. Washington Commanders fans, you're a half-ass football fan base in a half-ass football city filled with half-ass football fans.
But Nick Sirianni is his
woo player of the week. Do you have your wallet on you?
I do.
Give me your wallet.
Why?
Give me your wallet. You don't ask me questions. Give me your wallet. I know you ain't got no cash. I'm going to Wawa. I'm charging up something on this. You can get it back next week. I know it's Christmas. I don't care nothing about what you got. You named 92 people. You named 92 people.
That's why I said in the beginning, I don't care about this. Is the one time, Black Radio, I don't give a shit I tried. I tried all the other times. I gave it my best effort, and I screwed it up. This was intentional because I needed an Instagram reel to shit on Commanders fans.
This guy was like Saint Nick, Nick Scalafri. Like,
my head's all crooked now. I'm sweating.
Yeah, you're sweating.
I'm sweating.
First 48, you done dimed everybody out.
Why did you need my wallet?
Cause I'm running up the car.
You've been fined, bro.
I'm running up the car. Yeah,
I'm racking up fines.
I can't hit you because I don't want to send you black and blue home for the holidays.
He was supposed to smack himself?
Yeah, that's something. I can't. It's holidays. I can't send the boy beat
that's
up.
fair.
So I'm just gonna run myself up a little something at Wawa. You know what I mean? Get your boy a gobbler sandwich or something.
I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed it.
It was great. If you're gonna be a criminal, be a criminal.
When we watch the tape back, just look at my face. I'm smiling ear to ear the whole time. I'm getting into it. I don't know how I'm going to follow it because mine is certainly not as animated. But it does. It is worth saying. It is worth mentioning. And I do feel like this person is my Woo Player of the Week, but not for the reasons that I think most would suggest. Yeah, okay, great. Struggled against the Chargers. Came back, looked really efficient against the Raiders. And then, as I said earlier, offensively did whatever, I felt, whatever he wanted to do offensively against the Commanders. You could say, look, 11 caught the ball. See, I say numbers. 11 caught the ball 8 times in the first half. They were never forced. He just found the open dude. He was moving it to 6. He was moving it to 26. He found 88 a handful of times. He was just doing what he wanted to do. No, you're not my Woo Player of the Week because you finished the game with 185 yards and 2 touchdowns and, more importantly, a win. You're my Woo Player of the Week because as that aforementioned play happened and as that aforementioned go for the 2-point conversion, which created the ruckus, which created the brawl, which created the nonsense that we're sitting here talking about, as that happened, my Woo Player of the Week got in the middle of it and grabbed 26 and pulled him back. I said, no, sir. My Woo Player of the Week went into that guard that started the ruckus and pulled him back and said, no, sir. And you saw him walking up and down the sideline teaching that guard, because I'm not going to name names, you're not getting my Wawa gift certificate. He was walking up and down the sideline with him. And this is when I said, that's my Woo Player. Like, this is when I said, no. See, I love that. Teachable moments, a leader of a football team, a leader of men. And this is why it's so hard to quantify what Jalen Hurts does as a quarterback, because it's not just about the stats. It's not just about what he does with his arms. It's not just about does he run the football. It's not just about these cheeky quotes. He's a leader of men. That's why the dude wins. That's why guys play for him. And you saw it, even after the emotions were running high. He pulled, I'm going to say it, he pulled Saquon Barkley back. And we always talk about how Saquon's the leader, how he leads by example. We always say that. And here's Jalen pulling him back, saying, hey, no, not now, get out of it. And then he goes and he takes his guard, and he's walking up and down the sideline, and he, look, hey, bro, I get it, right? I appreciate it, I get it. That's not how we play ball. Or whatever the hell he said, I don't know. But turn that situation into a teachable moment, and it was at that moment that I said, that's why I love Jalen Hurts, and that is why he is my Woo Player of the Week.
And you owe me $5. So,
I'll give you a Wawa gift.
So here's the thing. I'm wondering why your middle name says Eric Michelle Emmanuel. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, that says
why.
Michelle.
It says Michelle.
No, it does not.
Middle name. It says Michelle right there, right?
Definitely Michelle.
It says Michelle right there. It says Michelle. It says, sit down. It says Michelle, okay? It says Michelle. You rock? I mean, I'm just saying. So, I mean, all the fines that are given out tonight, I mean, no one took mine.
Yet.
Mine is DJ Steen because he wasn't going out like no punk. They started fighting. They started rabble-rousing. This is something that happens with them against us, this little brother, big brother, and they're upset with the fact that we are accomplishing things that they thought they deserved, and they didn't earn them last year. They got into the postseason with victories of 1 point, 2 point late efforts. They beat up on a Lions team with 13 starters injured, and then they got to us and they got dog-walked. Then we come into their home and we quote-unquote embarrass them. All you have to do is stop the play. When you stop the tush push, everybody in the Commander Stadium was, oh. When we tried to do the false start thing, we got 9 by 5 yards, they were, oh. But then we scored the 2 points. You want to start pushing people around? And the fact that Steen was sticking up for his players, that's fine. I love seeing that. But when I look in the pile and I see one man getting pushed by 6, 7, 8, and I see dudes just flinging off, and then I see 10 of them jump him, I'm like, it took 11v1 to put him down, that's fighting a dog. That's something that, again, I don't have to play another down for the next 2 weeks. I know that line's fighting. And to your point, our quarterback went over there talking to him pleasantly. He's like, hey, I'm going to act like I'm scolding y'all, but let me tell you something. I like that fight, dog. I like that fight. And then Saquon came over with his Saquon leadership, give my $5 back to him, and said, we this important game. We can't have it. He's like, hey, go sit down. I got Daddy's talking. Like, he came over to, like, tell him these important moments because Saquon does do that. He's the keep your head in the game guy. I've heard it on tape. Stay level here, stay here. And so he was angry at that moment. And the fact that Jalen could just look at him, put his hand up, and him go away
tells you everything.
Tells you everything. Because a lot of the narrative has been from the outside media, from our local media, that he's not a leader. For Steen to go out there and fight for that team, that means that they're being led by somebody. And for that somebody to be your quarterback to come over, and the other emotional leader, your running back, to come over, and him to get put aside and still keep delivering his message, the team is galvanizing. They are together because nobody circles the wagon like the Philadelphia Eagles. And right now, they are circled the wagons together, and they're inside, and they're saying it's us versus everybody, and that's what you need going into postseason. After all the turmoil of the year, those moments galvanize and show the world that they're together. Because when you go in the hats and t-shirt game, the first thing I looked in the comments was, see, Jalen's not in there celebrating with the guys. But you see him with the owner, you see him with Jeffrey, you see him with Alshon. I'm not Alshon. You see him with AJ, you see him with Barkley. We're good. We're good right now. But for right now, my woo player is Steen.
Woo! You named like three names there.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like, yo, now you
can
get this back. I'm trying to get you your money back.
I'm not worried about you.
I'm trying to get you
stealing it or buying it. I'm worried about me forgetting.
Oh, I ain't gonna forget, and you ain't gonna forget when you see that bill. you know, Gray still got my car. What is he doing in Costa Rica?
Like the Eagles, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. I'm hearing you, and I'm agreeing with you in terms of. Like, I'm trying to keep myself from getting too high right now.
Yeah.
Right? Because...
Be careful. He's liked you today.
Oh.
Yeah, he's liked you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know. I got to be careful.
We're at the end here.
I know. I don't want to mess
Finish
this up.
strong.
So...
Finish strong.
It's... Again, don't get too high, don't get too low. You're 100% correct. And I started the show saying I'm optimistic because I like where they are.
Yeah.
They're starting to play their best ball at the end of the season. That's where you want to be. Right? They're going to get healthy at the end of the season. That's where you want to be. You mentioned they're galvanized. You see the leadership starting to show through at the end of the season. That's where they want to be. So I'm seeing all these things amidst a kind of up and down year. We had some really good moments. We've had some not so great moments. We've had some bad moments. But these last few weeks, this run up towards the postseason, as Nick teams usually do, and as good football teams usually do,
yes,
they're finding that gear. They're moving that ball forward, and that's why I'm trying not to get too high. But I'd be hard pressed to find another team situation that I'd rather be in than the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
Gritty, I want to check with you because you are the co-pilot. Justin's in the back seat right here, just enjoying the ride.
Half the people don't know my name's not Justin. Half the people don't know. Okay, that's 1.5 people that watch this show don't know that my name's not
Shut up, Jamie. The adults are talking.
Gerald.
I feel like we did enough talking about the Bills in the opening segment. We're $1:15 into this thing. Do you want to just go into questions and then just wrap it up? And
we can go into questions and just give our prediction for the game. That's
sure.
fine.
Let's do that.
Also, by the way,
yes, sir.
The running bit on the show is you don't have a name, average white guy.
I don't have a name, so it could be whatever you want.
AVG.
I like AVG.
Yeah, AVG is good.
So let's do the questions. We'll ask Jordan. We'll ask myself, and then
AWG. It's AWG, right?
Yeah. I can't
close
spell.
enough. That's fine.
Close enough. This BG's questions. Do you have any holiday questions? Do people ask you questions?
I got like one response, so you might as well just roll with yours.
The power of E-Rock is dwindling.
Dude, I was disappointed. I even put it on my story, like, "Hey, you guys!" I got nothing.
What is wrong with you?
Let me check the Instagram DMs. I got nothing.
So ask your one question. I'm interested in the one question you got.
Hit it.
He's checking.
That's you.
He's checking.
Okay.
No, any idea when they will announce it? You should. One day we're gonna have to do a bit on the questions I get asked in my DMs.
No, I don't
Any
think we
idea
should
when they
ever do
announced the date for the and time against the game against the Commanders?
that was your question?
That was the question. I don't know.
That's not going to fit the bit.
I get questions that are random too, and it's really amusing, and it's also amusing because I don't check our show DMs that much, but people ask about things. I got to check.
I'm going to check them more now.
People do ask things randomly. So my first question is, when did you stop believing in Santa Claus?
Oh, interesting.
Do you remember how it came about? Do you know what happened? If you need to think about it, I can tell mine.
What I do know is it went longer than I think usual. I wasn't like 13 or anything like that, but I remember, I would probably say 9, because my sisters and I still swear to this day that, you know how when you go to bed, we'll see you in the morning, right? And you never go to bed. You're in the stair, you're always creeping. I swear to the good Lord, we saw Santa or somebody dressed as Santa at the Christmas. We were just looking, we were peeping through the steps. And to this day, my dad denies it. I don't know what the hell you guys saw, but me and my sisters, we look at each other. We know what we saw. We saw something.
So as both of you saw it.
Both me and my 2 sisters, we know we saw something. What we saw, I got no idea.
So again,
9.
Did
I'm guessing like 9.
Did that make you not believe in Santa Claus by saying
No,
it?
that's what I'm saying. It kind of went longer because as kids we kept falling back on we saw something.
Oh yeah.
So every time we were like, yeah, it's not real. I get it, but then what the hell did we see?
So your dad was probably a smart enough dad to trick you because
This day.
Let me tell you something. The side note of fatherhood. You're a father now. You could take a tip from this. So he told a story earlier about his mother manipulating him into staying fast in something. We won't discuss on air because I don't want you to attack.
Oh, I've told it on this. I've told the story on
Gotcha.
Instagram. Yeah.
So when my daughter, the Tooth Fairy, I went in with my video camera and I put it on night vision, and I had sparkle dust, and I was throwing it on the night vision. And when my daughter woke up the next day, I was like, "Yo, you're like the baby camera or whatever." I was like, "I think I caught something on the baby cam." We watched it, and she saw the glitter. Sparkling, and she found money under her pillow, and she swore that they were fairies for a good 5 or 6 years. The Tooth Fairy was real because she saw on video glitter just floating over the screen, and money was underneath there. Obviously, I cut the video, put the money under, but to her, all she knows is fairies are real. So your dad probably, you know what I mean?
That's cute. That's cute. That's cute.
Your dad didn't run down there.
I'm an
naked
80s
in a
baby.
red suit?
I'm an 80s baby, right? So my dad wasn't flashing some glitter here or
No, but
dressing up as Santa. No, my dad
he
made us
never-
cry when we were kids because he would tell us, I'm catching that fat man today. You ain't getting no gifts. I'm going to lock him up in the closet. And we'd be like, no. And the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, anybody that was coming in his house to drop something off, my dad promised us that this was the last time. He was
It's funny. Santa's the only one I did that for. My
Yeah.
daughter, I have a very nice house that I rent out now, but it had 2 fireplaces. And when our friends came over, holidays, I've got like a 15-foot tree. Everyone's like, oh, buddy, kids are like, oh my God, it's the biggest tree I've ever seen. You've got 2 fireplaces? Santa could come down either one of these fireplaces. And my daughter would look at her friends and be like, my dad works very hard to buy my presents, and Santa doesn't come here. He goes to my mother's house and my grandparents' house, but Santa does not come here. And I'm sitting up there listening like, yeah. Sorry, I'm not giving up my hard-working presents to some fat white guy. All right, I'm over here. Like, if Santa was black, I might, let him slide down. Like, you're not just giving away all my credit. He goes to grandma's house. But anyway, can you remember when you stopped?
I don't remember, but I had to have the conversation with my son this year because it was that.
How old is he?
10.
Okay.
So we agreed, Jackie and I, we agreed that, okay, this is the last year. Like, we got to tell him we don't want him getting picked on at school. Kids are mean. And then we forgot. And then we got a call from the school saying, hey, listen, they were asking us about this. Apparently one kid on the school bus, typical story.
Yeah.
And so we had to have a conversation with us. And my son, to his credit, this is how much of a good kid he is. He didn't get upset. He didn't cry. He didn't go, you lied to me. Because some kids do that. Well, how could you lie to me? Blah, 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 blah. My daughter did that. How dare you lie to me all these years? I'd be like, shut up. Did you see the gifts under the tree? Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Be grateful. My son actually at 10 years old said to us, so that was you the entire time? Yeah, kid, that was us. And you bought all those gifts? Yeah, we did. man, you must have worked really hard. Thank you so much for being so thoughtful.
Good deal.
And I was like, you're supposed to be crying, not me. You're supposed to be. Screw you, man. So I don't remember specifically for me. I just remember recently having the conversation with my son and how much of a good kid he is because he took it well and he's a good kid.
I don't know how old I was at that age, but I was in the 4th or 5th grade, I think the 4th grade. And I came home from school and there was a large flat box on the steps. And it didn't say what it was, but I thought I saw a rim or a spoke sticking out of the box. And I was like, oh, that might be a bike. Now, at the time, I had an older brother and a younger sister, and it might have been for one of them, whatever.
Sure.
Christmas Eve, I wake up to go to the bathroom, and the light from the garage door's open, and I see the light, and I look out, and I'm in Florida. There is no snow. There is no whatever. And we had just moved there a year before. I came from Jersey, so Santa comes in the wintertime, all that stuff. I look out there, and smoking a cigarette, riding my bike in the driveway was my dad, pulling wheelies and shit, just testing the bike out. Like I guess he just put it together.
Probably a couple cocktails in.
Yeah,
he's having fun.
Just out there,
just being a kid.
He's just out there riding. I'm sitting there looking out the window like, oh damn, he's riding the bike. Like I've never seen that bike before. And then I wake up the next day, centerpiece of the fucking tree is the bike, and it's from Santa, and I'm like, thanks, Santa. Like, okay, so Santa came at like 11 o'clock, put it under the tree. You took that bitch outside for a joyride and then brought it back in the house. Like, come on, man. So after that,
smell like smoke.
Yeah, after that, I knew that, Santa wasn't real, and I let it go a little bit long because I had a younger sister at the time. So I didn't say anything.
Well, that's half of
at
it too,
the time.
right?
Yeah.
It depends on kind of where you are and like where you slot within the family. Because even when my older sister and I knew, my younger sister didn't.
Yeah.
So then we kind of had to play along for a
Although
time.
we're still doing the elf on the shelf thing because the kids now expect it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't
want to do it. I don't want to do it.
No,
but Jenny's going to do it. I don't have a choice.
No,
you think I have a choice in my home?
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You have to.
You need to hang out with Jenny more
You
then.
need, put her on speaker right now. You need to squash this idea immediately because here's what happens. You are not going to do it. She's going to do it.
I know.
And she's going to wake up at 3 o'clock every morning in the month of December and then stare daggers at you for the rest of for the entire month. You're on her shit list because you're sleeping soundly. Meanwhile, she's got to put up this elaborate scheme of elves on the shelves, and it's got to be different every single year and every single day. It's terrible.
He can't not do it. Are you not looking at him in his face?
You cannot do it. Just don't do it.
I don't have a choice. I don't have. It will happen.
He is from the lineage of the Caucasus Mountains, and those from the Caucasus have to do the elves on the shelves. We got Snoop on a stoop, and he doesn't move from the stoop. He's on the stoop. He's Snoop on the stoop, and that's it. He's smoking. He's always there.
He's cool.
He's
Good.
cool.
Done.
But when you are from the mountains of the Caucasus, you have to do the elves on the shelves. And
The
you
white
better,
snow-covered
I don't
mountains of the
want it.
and you
Caucasus.
better be creative. I want to see.
Oh, I'm gonna have a drunk elf.
Yeah, drunk. Yeah, I mean, we gotta have him out here with the Hershey guns. He better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be pooping on stuff,
Hungover.
pulling all the toilet paper on the floor.
Just put some flour. Oh, he's
It
doing
is
some
your
blow in the
job
toilet
as-
seat. Come on, what are you doing?
Jenny- the Caucasus.
Jenny, I'm begging you for your own sake.
No.
I'm trying to save you from
He
yourself.
can't
No.
not do it.
I'm talking to her.
You don't. No.
I'm trying to save her
Your
from herself.
son was on that bus and didn't ruin anything for anybody else.
No, he didn't.
Do you want his daughter to go to school and them to say, oh, the elf was drinking in the Barbie mobile with 4 Barbies last night, and his daughter say, what elf? What shelf? Oh,
Why
my
would you
elves
take
don't
that from
do
her?
that. Why would you take? It is part of the Caucasus heritage.
Why would you do that?
You'll see.
NMP.
I will cash in on this 10 years from now when you're like, yo, she hates my guts because I don't do a
strung
damn
out.
thing. Oh,
I got
dude.
bags under my eyes. The
You-
damn
no,
elf.
You're not going to have bags under her
He'll
eyes.
be
She's going to have
responsible-
bags under
he'll
her
be
eyes.
responsible like 3 times a year where he's got the elf drinking.
That's it.
Doing fun
I think
stuff.
I did
Drinking
it
with
twice.
me.
I think I
That's
think
what
I
I was
did
gonna
it
do.
twice. I did
Yeah.
it with Pokemon cards and I did it with something else.
Man,
Other than that,
I
my
be
ass
do-
is going to bed.
I be doing all kinds of myself. I don't even smoke. I go get a carton of cigarettes, turn that thing into a little sports car, stick them in the top. You know, smoke with you got them with a little bubble cigarette. I'm like, yo,
I thought he was on the stoop.
This dude's wild. You know
thought he
what
was
I'm
on the
saying?
little stoop.
Exactly.
Yeah, what else you
next
got?
question.
What else you got?
Next question. What is a gift that was the best gift that you got as a kid for Christmas?
Oh boy, you go first.
The greatest gift of all time, E-Rock. What was it that you got for Christmas where you were like, man,
As a kid.
Once you get to a certain age, it all goes downhill and you're pretty much shopping for yourself.
Oh boy.
I think we got like a Nintendo N64. I'm dating myself, but like an N64 is a.
So you got a troop of family members. You got like 22 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Was that like a group family project?
That was for all the boys. We
Okay.
got 2 games. We got some WWE wrestling game, and then we got Mario Kart. And the Mario Kart, there was 4 boys, so you could split it up, big enough TV, you could split it up into 4 screens, and we played that for 6 hours at a clip. 6 hours. That was probably the best because we got to play with each other.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. I would say, I mean, probably around like just a Nintendo, right? Just getting the Nintendo was a big thing. But I couldn't say specifically this is why. I mean, memories of the Nintendo, I would say that would be why it made it the best gift, just sitting with my pops before we go to work. We used to play hockey. Just
nice,
ice
man.
hockey. It's always just ice hockey. You had the regular dude, the average white guy, right?
Yep.
Then you had the big dude, the gritty. And then you had the tall dude. Fair enough. Okay, we tried. We got 2 or 3, okay?
Yeah.
It was you had just those 3 characters, and every morning before my dad went to work, we would sit down and we would play a game of hockey. And for whatever reason, that's just kind of burned in my head. So if I had to say, I guess that would probably be the most impactful. But I don't know. Boyz II Men. I got a Boyz II Men CD once, and that's burned into my head. How about that?
Yeah, that's super weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't playing with each other, but fair enough.
So, two-part answer. I
see your phone.
I found out that I had a brother that I had never met. And my grandfather was very sick, and he was going to be passing away. And my dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get your brother. We're gonna go see your grandfather." And I'm like, "I got a brother." They didn't know I had a sister. Didn't know I had an older brother. So he goes to get my brother, who, long story short, wasn't allowed to see my dad for whatever reason. My mom just wanted a kid. She didn't want my dad around, so she kept him from my dad. He's like, "Look, my dad's passing away. He wants to see him." So we go to the hospital. We see him. She's like, "Make sure you bring him back to this house at 4:00. My dad's like, "Hey, I never bought you anything for Christmas. It was around the holidays." He's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" We go and get my brother the train transformer, the thing that turns into a train, plane, whatever. You could put other transformers inside of it. The thing costs like $500. It's like, other than a gaming system, it's the toy that every kid would want.
It was like the high watermark of like that year.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'm in the store. It's not Christmas yet. And I'm looking at my brother get this, and I'm like, I didn't even know I had, like, why are you buying? So we bought it for him. We go home. My dad's like, "Look, I'll let you guys put it together and play with it for half an hour." Half an hour turned to an hour. We were having so much fun. All right, sorry guys, we got to pack it up. We got to get out of here. We showed up a half hour late with me and my brother in tow, bringing him in the boxes to put it in. She looks at my dad and says, "You'll never talk to him again until he's 18. My brother was 12. So my dad saw him when he was born. When he was 12, my grandfather was passing away, and didn't see him again until he was 18 when he came and found my dad. And I was still jealous that motherfucker got that goddamn toy, and I did not. So that was one of the best toys. It's a great story. But
do you talk to your brother at all, or do you?
I did talk to my brother for like we had a good 10-year run, and now I don't talk to my brother anymore. I'll tell you that fun story later.
No wonder you're in the days of our lives.
Yeah, days of our lives drama. Not me. I mean, I'm friendly to everybody. But
so let me not to transition. You're a big Transformer fan.
I'm a huge Transformer fan.
Same. Love them. When I say I see your phone, that's what I was curious where you were going.
What I got in consolation prize was I got the Destructicons, which is a great consolation prize because you get to build them all together. But it still wasn't as massive as the train, plane, automobile type situation. But the greatest present that I ever got was my dad used to wrestling action figures and all that kind of stuff. Well, I used to go out in the backyard and build pits and moats and all that kind of stuff. He must have bought me 3,000 of those little wrestling rubber army men. He bought every single one available, and like 5 of my cousins came over, and we had the biggest Royal Rumble in the dirt in the backyard. We're jumping off of the dog houses, crates. Like, we're just setting up armies and fighting each other. It's like, they were everywhere. Like, there were so many, and we got in trouble for just leaving them out. And I'm like,
hitting them with the lawnmower now?
Yeah. This is the dumbest little present ever. It's like having those little army men everywhere. But it was just like every wrestler times 3, dudes you don't even know who they are. And it was just like, man, it was great because all my cousins, we all lived on the same street. So it wasn't hard for us to walk down 3 houses and play in the backyard. And we had so much fun digging tunnels and building armies.
Being a kid?
Yes.
Like, go get dirty?
Yeah. Like,
so now that he's playing with other people, you're not going to say nothing. I play with my
totally
brothers.
normal.
Yeah.
Totally normal. I got you.
Multiple people.
Yeah.
Multiple people.
All right.
Real
The
quick,
tide is
favorite
shifting over here where
Transformer,
there's an
favorite
unholy alliance.
Soundwave.
Dude, bro, not even kidding.
What the hell is happening?
100% Soundwave.
Next
favorite.
question. Oh my God.
Cartridges
You
come out,
two are
used to transfer
disgusting.
into other
man.
things.
So he was 100% my
Christmas
favorite.
Miracle, I told you earlier in the episode.
It was 100% my favorite Decepticon. Optimus probably my favorite Autobot, but I used to have my game tag used to be Prime Wave, just because I used to love both of them. But Soundwave for sure. If I had to pick it, that's who.
Did you
it is.
call yourself Prime Wave?
So
That was
now-
my handle. Well, my gamer handle, Prime Wave.
Prime Wave.
Prime
Yeah.
Wave.
Now it's Underdog 4133.
So now,
Back from the 2017.
Eagles, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So now I'm changing my last question as a position to the goodness of your son's heart. Do you remember a Christmas when you were a kid where you desperately wanted something and you didn't get what you wanted? Can you remember a time where you were just like, meh, this Christmas is okay? Can you remember a time where it's like the socks and underwear start happening, grandma gives you a CD and says, this is for your future savings? Like,
Yeah.
Like, what Christmas was that where you didn't get?
Nah. It's you want to go first, Jason?
Look, I hope this is open mic because I can give you a minute here. So I am the worst person in the world, whether it's birthday or Christmas, to get presents for. As I've gotten older and as you start to earn money for yourself, I get what I want. If I want it, I don't wait for other people to go get it for me. No, if I want it, I'm going to go get it, which happens, sorry Jenny, sorry Mom, makes it very difficult for people to get gifts for me because odds are I already have it. So what that's turned into for them, I never get anything I actually want. Because, like, if it's coming from them, because they're just guessing. They're pissing in the wind. And it's either the wrong size or not my style or whatever. So it's the running joke in my family. My mother she messed up Christmas already. She already knows it because she wound up getting me something and I kind of caught wind of what she got me. I was like, Mom, no, we can't be doing that for reason X, Y, Z, right? I will, on a little side note, say it has gotten so bad to the point where they really just start reaching and trying to get things that my mother's going to kill me for saying this. I actually was gifted for Christmas one day a toilet seat. A toilet seat.
Wow.
Like just the seat of a toilet because she really thought I told her.
No, wait. No.
Toilet seat.
A toilet seat. Not the bowl.
No, just a seat.
Just the seat.
Because it had like a built-in bidet and all that.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Like just the seat.
Just you anchor and put it on yourself.
I went to the J Hotel in Connecticut and I stayed there and they had one of those like $7,000 seats where it's like, it's got the hot air that blows up. It's got the bidet. It's got the warm seat.
I've never had that.
Oh my God. It is the best experience ever. So I made the mistakes of telling them. And so she thought, let me get my man a toilet seat.
That's a weird thing to be telling the family. Hey, had some water squirted up my butt.
Bro,
best thing I ever had done to me in my life.
Phenomenal. Have you ever had?
I have it.
They're
It is
phenomenal, right?
It's very cleanly.
Yeah,
It
that's
is-
warm water.
Yeah, it's
and then
fresh.
a little dust of air.
But you got a toilet seat.
dry you up.
You got. Did you install it?
No, I said no, thank you.
Why did you say no? Thank you.
Because it was a toilet seat. Guess where that toilet seat is?
at her house.
My parents' house.
Yeah.
In use.
That's terrible. That was a good gift.
And-
She
no.
listened to your
Okay,
response,
so-
and she got you a good gift, and you poo-pooed it.
Literally, part of the joke too is I really wish I had that seat now.
'Cause
and
you're
we
a-
talk about it all the time. Like I think I
Yeah,
want
you
to
don't
go
want it used.
get myself. Well, no. I'll get a new one. But I would ideally like the whole unit.
This is why, generally, you're a terrible person.
I'm a terrible person.
that is
No,
terrible.
I know.
I never. My parents worked hard to get me everything that I wanted, and I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just tough to buy for.
So this is a good experience for parents, and it piggybacks off of what you were talking about earlier. Made me think about it. So the year I got the bike and that whole situation, I had just moved down there to Florida with my dad and his new wife, and I had a new stepbrother, a new baby sister, and literally Christmas was everything I'd ever wanted. Before that, it was nice and it's fine. So for like 3 or 4 years, I had a great run. After that, my dad gets divorced. I moved back home. That Christmas, I woke up to no presents at all. And my dad says to me, he was always a very honest guy. He's like, hey, look, I'm broke. I don't have any money. We're not wasting money on presents. I'm sorry. What do you want to do today? We can do anything you want today. And I'm like, oh, well, can we just, hang out together and whatever? Now, we have video games, stuff like that. We sat around and played video games all day. And the fact that I didn't complain or yell or cry, 2 or 3 months later, he took me out to buy something, and I honestly can't remember what it was. But I know that he took me out, and he's like, oh, this is for Christmas, to make up for it. But he was always just an honest guy. So when I had a kid, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, you watch the Jimmy Kimmels where the parents wake up and there's no presents, and these kids scream and they fight and they're punks and they yell. Like I said, this made me think, because when you talk about the kindness of your son's heart, I said to myself, my daughter's never had to struggle for anything where I did. I struggled for a good 4 years where we had nothing. And I'm like, I think that builds character. I think there's something about that. At the time, I was separated from the mother of my child. So I just said, this year I'm not gonna have presents. So my daughter woke up. She's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, say, hey, look, I don't have money for presents right now. I'm sorry. What do you want to do today? She's like, well, can we make breakfast and hang out, and can we go see my friends and my cousins and stuff like that? And I said, yeah. We made pancakes, we made bacon, we listened to Christmas music, we played a couple video games. I took her to her friend's house. Now, this family had 5 or 6 kids. Toys everywhere, presents everywhere, because there's 5 of them. And they're playing with everything, and they're doing everything. And the same thing, like I said, when I overheard her say, my dad works really hard for my presents, da-da-da-da-da. I heard her downstairs where the kids were like, oh, what did Santa bring you? What'd you get for Christmas? And at the time, she's like 8 or 9. And she's like, oh, I'm going to be getting my presents soon. I'm going to my mom's house. I'm going to my grandparents, and then we'll open up presents. And I was like, damn, she didn't even throw me under the bus. She didn't even complain and say my dad didn't get me anything. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I take her to go drop her off at her mom's because, again, I get Christmas morning, gets Christmas afternoon. Hour after dropping her off, my phone's blowing up. I'm getting cussed at. She deserves magic. How come you didn't buy her anything? If you didn't have any money, you should have told me. Why would you do this to her? And I said to her, same thing I'm saying to you. I'm like, she has everything. Not a lot of kids have everything. Some kids grow up not always having everything they want. And we say it's about family. We say it's about love. We say it's about joy. She didn't have a problem with this. Why are you screaming at me? 2 days later, I pick up my daughter. She has a new iPhone, got her clothes, got her toys. And to this day, my daughter has a better iPhone than her mother does. A better iPhone than her mother does. Her mother's on the basic whatever, 128 gigs. My daughter's got a 1 terabyte iPhone, $2,000 phones, because she always gets mine. It's a hand-me-down 1 year after I get it. But she was grateful to do what she wanted to do. And that's the thing about the spirit of Christmas, where, again, I heard the story about your son and made me tear my question, because that's the kind of stuff that matters when you're spending time with your family. Sometimes we lose sight of that. And again, shame on you for not taking that toilet seat. Tell your mother you were wrong tonight. Text her and tell her that you appreciate her.
I don't know, Christmas is coming up this week, guys. Maybe mom got me a toilet seat.
Maybe you should buy us all toilet seats.
Maybe we should all get some toilet seats.
So we're going to wrap it up here, and we're just going to call out what we want to do about the Bills. So we're soon they're playing. We're soon they're playing the tilt. They're playing to win. No style points this week, right?
Don't need them.
Tough game.
Yeah, tough weather.
Tough weather.
Tough team.
Tough team.
With something more on the line than what you got.
Are you thinking low score, high score game?
I'm thinking low score game. I'm going to go 17-13 Birds.
I'll just call it the way my gut feels. It's 23-17 Birds.
23-17 Birds. I'm thinking 28-24 Birds. Okay. If you're still here, we appreciate you. We went extra long today because it's the holiday season, and we are untethered by parental advisories.
We were trying to go shorter, too.
Yeah, we were. I knew the shortest. We weren't going to make the short.
Yeah.
So the long is fine. If anybody wants to stay around, it's holidays. So we appreciate you for watching. Merry Christmas to you and yours and all your loved ones. If you don't like someone, send them to PHLYcheapseats.com and tell them to subscribe to the show on Spotify, iTunes, or YouTube, and make them suffer through this episode like we did. Leave us a comment and maybe answer the question of what's the greatest toy or present you ever got as a kid for Christmas, or what year did you learn that Santa wasn't real? And we can commiserate in the comments about that. Or you can go to PHLY.com and check us out there. But either way, make yourself useful and make someone else suffer with this show and podcast. We appreciate you. Merry Christmas and
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds!
We all silly like the mayor.